this is Felissa Rose. I'm Angela from Sleepaway Camp, and you're listening to Rock Video Rental.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Rock Video Rental. I am Brandon, and with me, as always, is Caleb. And we are continuing on with Rocktober Part 6. And today, we are going to be talking about Sleepaway Camp 2 Unhappy Campers. It is from 1988 and is directed by Michael A. Simpson. The plot, this made me laugh when I read it on IMDb. A sex change slasher returns as a camp counselor.
What the crap? Is that it?
That is it.
No.
Yeah.
What the heck?
So they recasted Angela this time. We got Pamela Springsteen as Angela. We got Renee Estevez as Molly. Tony Higgins as Sean. Valerie Hartman as Allie. Brian Patrick Clark as TC. Walter Gotel as Uncle John. Susan Marie Snyder as Mare. Terry Hobbs as Rob. And Kendall Bean as Demi. I've seen this movie probably like 10, 15 times, something like that. I also have seen part 3 quite a bit. A lot of people really like, obviously the first one, everybody you like usually says the first one's the best. And then as the sequels, they say part 2 is probably the second best. But I don't know what it is about part 3 I really enjoy, and we'll probably have to watch that sometime.
Okay.
But this one is the first one to drastically change the tone of the movie
Yeah.
into a more like comedic slasher.
Well, it
And we
was
get like wisecracking Angela.
yeah, it was weird because it started so fast.
Yeah.
Like I thought for a second like, oh, somebody would wake up or there would be some kind of a um I don't know, a transition kind of a thing, but they were just like, "Hey, by the way, yes, this girl's name is Angela, and yes, this is who you think it is, and yes, she's going to start killing people."
And no, she's not Felissa Rose, and yes, she is Bruce Springsteen's sister.
Really?
Yeah, she is.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, the actress is actually Bruce Springsteen's sister, and she is now a professional photographer.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
She did a good job.
Yeah, I think so too.
She was creepy.
Yeah, I enjoy, you know, Felissa Rose as Angela, but I also kind of like Pamela Springsteen as Angela as well.
Mm-hmm.
Just her different style of playing the character. And I mean, these movies are just like fun popcorn movies, parts 2 and 3. But this one I would say is it just looks better quality than 3.
Okay.
But and I mean it's got a halfway decent cast. We got Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen's sister Renee in it.
Hmm.
As Molly. And then I got something to trivia and facts about the name of the characters. Then I don't know how I didn't pick up on this the first plenty of times I've seen this, but and how they're named and everything. But there was no way that you were going to top the ending of the first movie. So
Okay.
I think making this movie a little more comedic was probably the best choice to go,
Mm-hmm.
to make it a little bit different than the first one, than trying to like rehash the same idea and trying to top that mind-blowing ending of the first movie.
Well, honestly, like right before the first girl got killed, which was really quick, by the way,
Mhm.
when they were talking about it, and I was just like, okay, so they're explaining it, and they're saying how um, the girl was actually a boy, and then went to a psych ward and had a sex change. I was just like, I bet that there's going to be a boy at this camp who's actually Angela and is going to be killing people. And then right away there's Angela and she kills somebody and I was like, dang it.
Yeah, but Angela was already a boy. Angela was Peter.
Yeah, I know, but like that,
Uh,
like she was, they were going to think that the character had a sex change to be a girl to mislead you, and
yeah,
then there would actually be a character there. It doesn't matter if the name was Peter or not, but just that one of the male characters was actually Angela slash Peter
yeah.
and secretly killing people. But yeah, nope, not the
Uh,
case. So yeah, it was honestly like it took me a while watching this movie to kind of come to grips with the whole like, okay, we know who the killer is because in so many of the horror movies that we've watched, of course, not all of them. I mean, obviously, we just got done talking about Chucky. You know, Chucky's the killer.
yeah,
But in a lot of them, there's that whole kind of mystery thing, like, oh, who's the killer, kind of
yeah.
whatever.
Mhm.
And they did not um they did not do that in this one, which like you said, they changed things up big time in this.
Mhm.
So it was kind of some adjustment. And not necessarily that's a bad thing, but it was it was weird. And exactly as you said it, you know going in that they already wowed you in the first one, and so they're not going to really top it. So they're going to throw something different at you this time.
Yeah.
So
It was probably the best course to take for this.
yeah, I believe
Uh,
so.
so I have a question. How many mullets were in this movie?
I don't know.
I think there was at least about 4 or 5 of them,
Probably.
especially uh, the main counselor TC
Hmm.
with his poofy mullet. Oh gosh. So we get so now Angela's thing is just like camp is the greatest. You have to be a good person, and those who aren't good people get punished,
Yeah.
basically. So anybody that says anything bad about the camp, anybody who is like a bully or something, they get their comeuppance.
Or the typical horror thing: if you're a slut, you deserve to die.
Oh yeah, for sure. Always.
Yeah.
Um, and it starts off with the Phoebe character and everything, and then I think it's funny how they don't really like they're like, oh, there's this abandoned cabin out in the woods, and they don't think to ever look in there until the end.
Yeah, well, everything explains because kids are just getting sent home. So it's not, there's
Right.
nothing to worry about, right?
Yeah, oh, he got sent home. Oh, okay. And then the one girl kind of catches on to it. She's like, I was feeling lonely and I called my friend at her house, and her mom was like, no, she's still at camp. So then I called this other friend, and her little brother's like, she's still at camp. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait, why are you choking me?
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Wait,
no.
You're Angela. Even though you've been saying the whole time your name was Angela. Oh gosh. Um, I think other than Pamela Springsteen being really good in this, I thought the guy that played TC was pretty likable.
Yeah, I was rooting for him. I was a little disappointed that he didn't get to be like, you know,
A
more
savior at
helpful.
the end.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean he wasn't as great of a character as like Ronnie was from the first one.
Hmm.
Um, but he's still, likable guy. He was more, obviously more lax with the rules than Angela was, who was super stingy on him, and if you broke a rule, you pretty much died.
Yeah.
Um, and then like some of the kids, I thought, even though the character of Allie was kind of a bitch and a slut, like she was pretty great. And I
Yeah.
thought, like acting wise, she was one of the best actors in the movie. Which is funny because she didn't really have much of a career outside of this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think she kind of just more gave it up than um couldn't get anything else.
Hmm.
Maybe she just realized like, this is not really for me, even though I'm decent at it. But
Well, maybe she was getting, they were trying to typecast her too much into the slutty horror movie roles because, yeah, they definitely, she was the front and center um,
boobs.
guy draw for the movie, showing the skin
Yeah.
and everything.
Oh my
So,
gosh, like constantly. I think it's like, geez, you see her boobs like 7 times in this movie.
yeah,
And then like softcore sex scenes. Oh,
yeah,
the one made me laugh in the bathroom where the guy looks like he's eating her belly button. I was like, it made me think of the room where like Tommy Wiseau is like up on top of Lisa
Angela
and he's like
or Lisa, yeah,
thrusting, but it's like he's thrusting into her belly button.
yeah. Lisa.
Uh,
Yeah, the
you're
bathroom one
tearing me
was
apart.
the bathroom one was kind of funny because I was just like, "What? That is, you guys know what a campground bathroom's like, right? Like,
Ugh,
no,
right?
no,
Well, I mean, they're also horned up teenagers, so
true.
any place they can get by themselves, they'll take. But it made me laugh too because it looked like they were more like wrestling with each other. And she kept like pushing his head down and she was like grimacing the whole time. I'm like, this is a really terrible scene. Like I said, is he eating her belly button? And then it's like the next scene you see her, she's like on top of this guy out in the woods. And it drops one of my favorite lines in the movie. So they finish, and then she like is just like, thanks. And then all of a sudden she was putting her clothes on. She's like, you don't have AIDS or anything, do you?
It's a
After they've already done it.
it's a little bit
He's like,
late for that.
no. He's like, no. She's like, okay, good.
I was halfway expecting her to be like, "Well, you might now."
Yeah. And then puts sunglasses on and walks away.
It's,
You might want to get yourself tested. Uh, it's like Michael Scott when he didn't know if he had herpes or not. He's like, well, I'm calling because I have a disease that there is no known cure. And then the woman on the line's like, oh my gosh. And he's like, I hate to say it, but I'll spell it out. It's H. She goes, oh no. I, oh my gosh. R. Are you trying to say that you have herpes? Uh, like, you don't have AIDS or anything, do you? Another thing I thought was good was the variety of kills in this movie. There's a huge variety in this.
I must say, I think the most insane one, just as far as like the logic behind it, was the screwdriver drill in the car.
Yeah,
Like, what happened in the car afterwards?
right?
Like,
Because there was splatter all over the place.
yeah, I was that one didn't make sense to me. So, but it was pretty gruesome. All of them, a lot of them were pretty over the top. So,
Oh yeah, for sure. Over the top like Sleepaway Camp in '88. Oh gosh, it cracked me up too that the two boys, um, who were spying on all the girls and taking Polaroids of their boobs. And there's a part where they're in the pool, and Allie, of course, has to be a skank, and she takes like her top off, but she's got a white shirt on, and
mhm.
she jumps in the pool to like show off in front of this guy that Sean that likes Renee Estevez's character.
Molly, yeah.
Yeah. And the boys are like, check out the party hats at 2 o'clock. Oh, that cracks me up because it's like party hats.
I guess that's something they said. I feel like that's I feel like that's if people tried making a horror movie today and they were just like, "Oh, check out the Riz on that girl," or some like nonsense of using terminology wrong.
Right. Like, the only thing I could compare that to is son-in-law. Pauly Shore refers to boobs as cones.
Oh gosh, you're right.
That's like the only thing I can think of that comes close to party hats. I'm like, is that a saying? Like,
We're trying to
who
make it
knows?
happen.
Yeah. Uh, I like, the characters are really like basic, but I thought they spent a little bit of time giving these people personalities.
Yeah.
You get the Allie character, that I've talked about a couple times. And then you had the two sisters that they referred to as the shit sisters, who were
Yeah.
basically just like drunk and high all the time.
Hmm.
Uh, and then the two young boys, uh, Charlie and Emilio, who were constantly trying to take pictures of the girls, just being pervs the whole time.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, also the scene of when the two boys try to play the prank on Angela to get back at her, and one guy dresses up like Freddy Krueger and the other one dresses like Jason.
Yeah.
But then Angela shows up dressed like Leatherface. Like, what the heck? Like, I guess they didn't care about copyright infringement back in the late 80s.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny too.
Yeah. So not only did they ramp up the comedy in this one, they also ramped up the kill list.
Hmm.
So here's what we got for that. We got Phoebe at the beginning gets hit in the head with a branch, and then her tongue gets cut out.
Hmm.
And then we get Jody and Brooke, the shit sisters, get burned to death. Like that one's
Yeah.
pretty intense.
Hmm.
Mare gets the drill drilled into her head, and then who knows what happened to the car. Anthony gets his throat slit with the Freddy Krueger glove. Um, Judd gets the his leg cut and then his face with cut with a chainsaw. Allie gets stabbed in the back and then drowned in an outhouse. That one, like she pops up and then she's got leeches all over her. I'm like, I don't think leeches live in outhouses full of pee and poop.
Yeah.
Pretty sure they just live in swamps and lakes.
I would agree with you, but I wouldn't really want to find out.
I wouldn't want to find out either. But I thought that was pretty funny. That's probably one of the more memorable ones. And one time I watched this movie, and I think I got like 5 minutes into it, and then my um wife walked in, and she's like, "What are you watching?" And I said, "Oh, Sleepaway Camp 2." And she goes, "Okay." And she's like sitting down playing on her phone, and she like would look up every once in a while. And then she saw that kill. She's like, "What in the heck is this?" Classic. And then Demi gets strangled to death with the guitar string.
Hmm.
She's the one that kind of pieces everything together.
And dead.
Yeah, and she's gone. Then Leah gets stabbed with a knife. TC gets his face melted with battery acid and like instantly eats through his shirt.
Yeah.
He gets it thrown in his face and he goes, Gah! And then like rears back and then faces the camera. So like 2 seconds and there's holes in his shirt already. Uh Shaw gets decapitated with a machete. That was pretty intense.
Yeah.
And then there's some dude named Matt and he just gets killed. Like they show him in the bodies.
He was wait in the bodies or
I
was
believe so. He
was
was
he?
also he was the one they called Ralph earlier.
I thought he was the one in Uncle John's office.
I don't remember, but the character was Ralph earlier in the movie. And then
Okay.
it's like they must have just forgot his name
It's
and then didn't go back and fix it.
nice.
Um, Charlie and Emilio both have their eyes gouged out. Uncle John, he gets gagged and hung. Diane gets stabbed with a knife. And then there's a truck driver that gets stabbed. And also we're uh Molly just like falls off a cliff.
Hmm.
but we don't ever see it.
Well,
So we're just
Molly doesn't die
yeah.
because she fell off the cliff. And, oh, well, okay,
And
it
Angela's like, I thought you were gonna make it to the end.
Cliff is a generous thing because it was really just she fell off a rock and then she fell down onto rocks. So she
Yeah,
like hit her head, she got knocked unconscious, and then she got up and then she ran into Angela in the truck,
yeah.
and she was like, "No," but
Yeah.
yeah, that would be a major sucky thing to have happen when you think you're gonna make it and then you run into Angela in the truck.
Right. Uh, so yeah, let's bump up the kill count in this one and the comedy.
Mm,
I think it's funny how Angela just kind of stops caring about all the dead bodies after she gets fired.
yeah.
She's like, yeah, whatever.
Well,
And that's
then
when everybody finds him.
then could you imagine? So she kills specific people. Like, could you imagine being a camper there and waking up the next day?
All right.
Like, because there were other campers there that obviously didn't get killed. I don't know if there were any counselors left or anything, but yeah, like you wake up and it's like, what the like trauma?
Right. Still with all the dead bodies everywhere.
Is
What
somebody
is going on?
is somebody gonna make breakfast?
Right. Oh man. Anything else to add?
I don't think so.
Oh my gosh. I one thing before I get the trivia and facts. There was a scene where they're doing like an art project,
Hmm.
and this one girl's like, I hate this place. I want to go home. And that's how she says it. And Angela's like, what's the matter? We're doing art. That's fun. And she's like, I don't care. I want to go home.
It was bad.
Yeah. And I'm like, that girl is so bad. She's like Jeff levels from Miami Connection.
Yeah, pretty close.
Leave her alone.
A friend.
Brad. And then he just punches the guy in the face.
Oh man.
Oh gosh. Yeah, so trivia and facts.
Tribute facts.
So, Felissa Rose was asked to return as Angela, and she did a reading, but didn't quite click with the comedic one-liners that Angela delivered in the sequels. So she was preparing to attend college at the time,
Mm.
so she didn't get the role. According to some of the cast and crew members during production and filming, Pamela Springsteen did not tell anyone that she was actually Bruce Springsteen's sister. Several didn't even find out until years later.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. The model used to portray Angela on the original VHS box art was named Connie Craig, and they used her because Pamela Springsteen was unavailable for the photo shoot that day.
Hmm.
I always wondered why there was a different girl as she kind of looks like oh my gosh, Jamie Gertz, the 80s actress.
Okay.
Um I always wondered why they used a completely different Angela for that.
I was a little confused too, and I was just like, am I when I started it, I was like, am I watching the right movie? Like,
Right. Uh, so this movie was shot in Waco, Georgia, at a YMCA campground formerly known to locals as Camp Waco. It is now private property. Most of the buildings used in the film are now gone. The restroom, the abandoned cabin, and the swimming pool are the only things remaining.
hmm,
This was filmed from September 20th, 87 to October 9th, 87. And it was filmed back to back with a sequel, Sleepaway Camp 3 Teenage Wasteland, which came out in 89. And that was shot from October 12th until October 31st.
oh wow,
So they were both filmed in 6 weeks.
interesting.
The characters are named after actors associated with quintessential 80s film culture, predominantly members of the Brat Pack. So Molly was named after Molly Ringwald.
Okay.
Sean was named after Sean Penn. Allie was Allie Sheedy.
Hmm.
TC was Tom Cruise. Uncle
Uh,
John was John Hughes. Mayor was Mayor Winningham. Rob was Rob Lowe. Obviously, Demi was Demi Moore. Leah was Leah Thompson. Brooke was Brooke Shields. Jody was Jodie Foster. Anthony was Anthony Michael Hall.
huh.
Judd was Judd Nelson. Charlie was Charlie Sheen. Phoebe, her full name is Phoebe Cates, so named after Phoebe Cates. Emilio was Emilio Estevez, and Diane was Diane Lane.
That's funny.
Yeah. So Michael A. Simpson said in an interview that since some of the actors were underage, like 16 or 17 years old, the Georgia Department of Labor had reps on set the entire time, making sure those actors weren't involved in nude scenes or any said dialogue with profanity. During the scene where Valerie Hartman's character gets out of the pool braless, wearing only a wet t-shirt, her nipples are clearly visible under the shirt. The script there had the line said, "Hey Emilio, check out those nips." But the Georgia rep said they couldn't have a kid under the age of 18 say that, so they changed it to party hats at 2 o'clock.
Oh my gosh.
Sullivan said, "It's always great to see your tax dollars at work."
Oh my gosh.
Angela's dream sequence was filmed to pad out the movie to the required 80 minutes.
Hmm.
In the beginning of the movie, the head counselor TC is telling the scary story to a group of campers sitting around a campfire. The story he is telling is actually the beginning of the 1981 horror movie The House by the Cemetery, with the girlfriend calling out to her boyfriend Steve and then finding him hanging by his belt on the back of the door covered in blood.
Hmm.
One of the campers said that he heard uh, Angela grew up to be the dark-haired girl in Facts of Life. Pamela Springsteen actually made a guest appearance on the show several years before this was made.
That's funny.
Yeah. So it's the debut and first nude scenes of Valerie Hartman. After this, she appeared on an episode of the TV series Cheers in an erotic thriller movie. And then she left acting. That's the Allie character, which is kind of surprising because I thought she was a pretty decent actress.
Hmm.
The character of Ralph, who was actually uncredited and presumably named after Ralph Macchio, is killed off screen and then drugged into the cabin by Angela, who mistakenly calls him Matt instead of Ralph. He is identified as Ralph early on by TC, though, and the boy Angela catches with the shit sisters. And the last thing I've got is I don't have a budget or a box office because this was a straight to video movie.
No.
But I do know this is Chris Jericho's favorite movie because he did it on his podcast one time. But um grades. IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, what do you think they are?
IMDb 4.2.
It is a 5.5.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Critic 40%.
58.
Man, everything's higher than expected.
Yeah.
50% for audience.
51.
Got
So you
close.
were close. And I will go first this time because you went first last time.
Rock.
I do enjoy this movie quite a bit. I think it's a fun slasher movie. I like the comedic element. I mean, I love the first Sleepaway Camp. It's my favorite of the series. And they did so much good in that movie. And I think a lot of it might have been by accident, which makes it even more charming. And then this one, like I said, feel like they realized they weren't going to be able to top the ending to the first movie, so they went with a more comedic take to it. And it is really entertaining. And it moves along at a brisk pace. And so does part three. And part two and three have a very similar feel because, like I said, they were shot back to back, basically in the same spots, and different cast. So there's that. But I don't know. I end up giving it a 4 out of 5. You know, I don't think it's as good as the first one, which I would give a 5 out of 5. And I don't know why, but I enjoy the third one more than this, and I think it's just because it's even more goofy than this one.
Rock.
But yeah, fun movie. What about you?
Yeah, I actually was right there with you with a 4 out of 5. Pretty good movie. Definitely entertaining. Moves along. There's not really any much downtime.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything moves along pretty quickly for a horror movie. Because a lot of times you kind of get those horror movies where they, um, I don't know, they throw something at you right away, but then they spend like the next 45 minutes to an hour developing the story.
Yeah.
So this actually kind of works on its own too,
Mm-hmm.
because I mean they give you the story at the campfire at the beginning to kind of set things up for you. So honestly, like if somebody watched this by itself, it works as well. And so yeah, I think they made good adjustments for doing a sequel, and I think their amount of kills and variety of kills help it um help give it a good foundation for being a decent movie. So yeah, 4 out of 5 I think is a good score for it.
Rock. So we go to a more comedic slasher movie to a much more serious one next time. But it is one I feel like is a little overlooked and not really talked about too much. And we're going to be talking about The Stepfather. It had a remake in the 2000s, but we're going to be talking about the 1987, I believe, off the top of my head. Original with Jill Schoelen as the final girl. So if you guys are liking the show, please subscribe and share. You can find us on social media. We're on pretty much every platform. Check out our website. It's at rockvideorental.com. Check out our YouTube and our TikTok for more content. And come by next time. We're going to be talking about The Stepfather. And until then, as always, be kind and rewind.